lot of factors are responsible. We must be sincere to ourselves. Yesterday during the press conference, I was actually asking one of our colleagues if our own coach can find it difficult in our own country talking to us, the press, via English language, our own official lingua franca. How much the players, how does he communicate with them? How does he send his message? How does he communicate his tactics, his approach to the game? And that's why yesterday, even when the question was put to him, what's the approach for today's game? He was just ring-marrowing like beggar roundabout. And that's the result we saw today. So we should just keep telling
Hello and welcome to 360 Sport. That was the game between Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau right here in the city of Abuja, where we actually lost that game to the Guinea-Bissau. But thank God we've eventually gotten the qualification ticket in our last game, where we actually where we defeated the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone right there in Monrovia in Liberia, and now we have qualified for the Nations Cup coming up next year in Cote d'Ivoire. That game was actually a very big one, that when we lost, it was a scare for Nigerian fans, for the players, the coaches, and everybody. And you heard that there, that people are complaining about Jose Pizarro. What are we to do about this man? The way to go now, NFF has given him another contract. Okay, let's leave that. On that note, I'm welcoming you to the show once again, 360 Sports this morning. I'm Emmanuel Fashime. I will not be doing this alone. I have a brother all the way from Vom, Plateau State, that will be joining me via Zoom. But before he will be joining us, let's go straight to the first story we have for you this morning. We are Tobi Amusan right there at Ostrava in Czech Republic. She came third. Well, we can say, though the race was not actually good enough, but these are all preparatory race for her because Budapest, the World Championship that will be coming up in Budapest few months from now, I think that is going to be the biggest stage where she's going to show her mettle. Now, Jasmine Camacho Queen is winning all the races right now. She has not lost this year, and yes, last night she also proved her mettle that she is ready for Tobi Amusan. And I know Tobi Amusan also will actually up her game, because these are part of it when you are the champion, where you are the one to be beaten, and now everybody is standing up against Tobi Amusan. But it's not a bad one for her. It's her season personal best, where she ran 12.47 seconds right there in Ostrava, Czech Republic. Jasmine Camacho, queen of the Puerto Rico, winning that race, coming first, and then Ali of US coming second, and Tobi Amusan clocked a new season best of 12.47 seconds as she placed third in women's 100-meter hurdles at Ostrava Golden Spike, behind winner Jasmine Camacho Queen, who won that race with a time of 12.42 seconds, and second place Tia Jones came second with 12.44 seconds, and for Tobi Amusan, she ran 12.47 seconds. If you look at the time difference in between the three of them, that is not that too much. And the next stop right now for Tobi Amusan will be the Diamond League that will be coming out in Louisiana, Switzerland, where she's still going to be running against these fools that she ran against last night. But it's not a bad race for her. It's her season personal best for 12.47 seconds is not a bad one. And I can tell you, when the World Championship comes, we are going to see a different Tobi Amusan blazing out. And to tell you the truth, I think she has been holding her own. She came back to winning ways right there in Jamaica. She used that race to prepare herself for this particular meeting in Ostrava. And right now she came third, and the next stop will be Louisiana in Switzerland. And I have Michael Abba Idoko, all the way from Plateau State, Vom, precisely, joining me on the show. Michael Idoko, welcome on the show.
Yes, good morning. So happy to have me online. I'm happy to be part of this sports fraternity.
Okay. Last night, Tobi Amusan actually did her best. Everything. Actually, well, let me say it went well for her, though she came third in that race. But are you scared for Tobi Amusan come Budapest in August?
Yes, I am scared, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared because her first degree is in health promotion, and so she knows what she needs to do to keep her health intact in order to be healthy enough for the Budapest contest. But I'm scared because she seems to be have lost a step from her blistering 2022 career, where she changed the narrative of Nigeria on the 22nd of July 2022. I believe that Tobi Amusan may probably get back to winning ways, get back to her best form. We've seen her win a race this year earlier. We've seen her try to score in the 200 meter where she dropped 23.02 seconds, trying her speed endurance. But I think Jasmine Camacho Queen right now looks very first gold medal. But I still believe that Tobi Amusan has a few months to put herself in place, and I believe she can still come back to her best.
She can still come back to her best. Now let's look at the race last night. Eventually, because everybody was envisaging this to actually happen, including myself, that if Tobi Amusan wins this race, or because the way Jasmine Camacho Queen is actually running this season, this year, she has not lost any race. And for Tobi Amusan, we know few months back right now, she bagged a degree right there in UK, where she studied sports management. We all said, okay, because of her education, she was distracted.
Leadership,
and then
and sports management.
To Jamaica, she won that race in Jamaica to prepare for this. But now, if you what is Tobi Amusan? What is she going to do to actually get the better of Jasmine Camacho Queen? Because the next stop will be the Louisiana Diamond League by a few days away from now. That will be coming up June 30th.
Yes, I believe Tobi Amusan, now that she's done with her master's degree in leadership and sports management, it's time to concentrate, it's time to focus. No more paper presentations. Now every presentation will be on the track. And if you look at that race in Ostrava, Czech Republic, you will see that the race was looking a bit more like a photo finish. She wasn't too far-fetched. I mean, 12:42, 12:44, 12:47. It shows that she's closing the gap between herself and Jasmine Camacho Queen, and I believe in no time, hopefully, by the time they run in Lausanne, Switzerland Diamond League, by then Tobi Amusan must have closed the gap, and they will definitely be at par after the Lausanne meets. I believe her confidence will be rejigged after the next Diamond League stop. Tobi Amusan is one that I can put my money on.
Yes, Tobi Amusan is one that you can put your money on, because we believe she can actually do it. Because like you mentioned, if you look at the difference in time between the three of them, it's not far-fetched. 12.47 seconds, 44 and 42. Look at the difference. It's not at first in that race, Tobi Amusan was leading, just getting to the finishing line. That was when Jasmine Camacho Queen actually powered and pushed forward. Now, don't you think that is a problem for Tobi Amusan, the finishing part of it right now?
Yes, Jasmine Camacho Queen, if you look at her very well, she's well built. She's gifted physically. She has a physical attribute. She has a height, and she used it to her very best advantage. And so Tobi Amusan will have to just work on that speed that she had, that saw her finish 12.12 in the semis and 12.08 in the finals, and give her at least 2 steps ahead, so that to enable her avoid getting eclipsed or getting clipped before the finish line come Lausanne or even the Budapest Championships.
Okay, come the Budapest Championship, we believe Tobi Amusan will actually we'll go over and watch that video again and know where her lapses is, and probably she's going to correct it. We are waiting for Lausanne race coming up on the 30th of June, just 2 days away from now. We'll be seeing her burning the track again, then before they head straight to Budapest, where I know Nigerians are actually expecting a lot from Tobi Amusan, Nekwechi, Route to Soro, Brume, a lot. Now, quickly, let's just talk about that Budapest Championship that will be coming up. We have Nigerians doing well right now. Enekwechi, Rutusoro, Brume, Tobi Amusan. Let's not forget Nathaniel. We have a Favor, Philly, and the rest of them. Now, can we actually can we dominate Budapest?
Yes, we can dominate Budapest. As I speak to you now, I think Omuzurike has the second fastest 200 meters in the world this year. I mean, after Noah Lyles, and of course, Aero 90, I think has the third fastest time. So, yes, in the 200 meters, I mean, if Omuzurike keeps his form, I think we are definitely going to see a finalist, a Nigerian finalist for the first time in God knows how long, probably 25 years. And for the 100 meters, I must tell you, God seeing, I mean, as a Ogone Brume is really doing well. He came second at the NCAA circuit and in the finals of the US college championships, and he made us proud. He wasn't the only one. We also saw Akintola and Favour Ashe also in that same finals. So I believe we have a formidable quartet to make a medal, to get a medal in the 4x1 at the Budapest World Championships.
All right, we have a formidable quartet to actually get us a medal in the 4x1 relay race right there in Budapest when the championship will start. Let's move away from that story and head straight to Hammamet in Tunisia, where Nigerian wins gold in tech ball. Tech ball is another sport that is just coming up right now, and for the first time, we won a gold medal in the doubles of the African beach game that is going on in Tunisia. Nigeria made history at the finals of the 2023 African Beach Games, winning her first tech ball gold medal in Hammamet, Tunisia. The gold came through the mixed doubles event, championed by the duo of Funto Samson and Rashidat Bukola Salau. Both of them put up a spirited effort to defeat Madagascar duo of Fanny Sora, Rachia, and Erickson Spencer, 12-9 and then 12-10 to finish the best in the mixed double event. Now, for the first time, we are getting a gold medal in this particular sport. It's not a sport that is so popularized, but right now, day before yesterday, we got a medal, bronze medal in the sport canoeing and rowing from Esther Toko, and right now we've also gotten another medal in a sport that is not that too popular, that is in tech ball. Now this time around is gold. Now this achievement is a massive one for Nigerian and for Funsho and Co. Now how can we actually develop this sport called tech ball in Nigeria so that we can get more medals? Because by the next Olympics, we're envisaging that these sports will be showcasing in the next Olympics.
Yes, it's Nigeria needs to really catch them young. Victor Oyemade, who also got a silver, in the men's doubles and a silver in the men's singles, is Nigeria's #1 and is Africa's #2. So it really comes as no surprise he was able to live up to the billing. He was announced that he lost the first set 12-3, but he was able to claw back to win the second set 12-6, and unfortunately lost the last set 12-8. But I think he gave a good account of himself. This is the period Nigeria needs to invest. This game is still in the formative years. Why can't we take advantage and have a world champion? We pay so much attention to football, or other sports, but we don't pay much attention to games like tech ball, especially all these new games. So I urge, the sports youth and sports minister to put things in place, ensure that these players are properly taken care of, send them to Europe, let them get all the experience they need so that they can continue to maintain, at the top of Africa and probably the world in coming years, hopefully, so that we can be part of Olympics and have more medal chances.
I have more medal chances. Let me remind you that we've not gotten another the new sports minister. We've not gotten President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not appointed anyone. So we are waiting for the new minister to come on board and actually hit the ground running by just paying attention to sports and see how we can develop our sports and take it to an enviable height. And for tech ball, for the duo of Funsho and Co., congratulations to them, Oyemade and the rest of them, doing us proud right there in Hammamet, Tunisia, for the first time winning a gold medal in the sport that is not so popular in Nigeria and even in the world at large. Though tech ball, the world governing body has 34 members in Africa, which is actually a welcome development. And right now, they've won a gold medal for Nigeria and for themselves. Congratulations to them. Let's move away from that story and head straight to the next story we have for you. This time around, we're going to be talking about some transfers in the local scene. Transfers is going on in Europe. Also, in the Nigerian Premier League, we have some transfer news for you also. So let's start with this one, where Rivers United has actually acquired the services of Endurance Ededibiri from Bayelsa United. This is a diminutive midfielder, very strong defender, I beg your pardon. He plays for Bayelsa United. He's just 19 years of age. He played 14 times for Bayelsa United in last season. Though they were deducted 3 points, he was able to help Bayelsa United to stake back in the Nigerian Premier League, as it will be called, from next season. This man acquiring his services, is it a good move from Bayelsa to Rivers? Very close.
Yes, it is a very good move. I think it's a good one for Endurance Ededibiri. At least he will get an opportunity to play, I think, in the CAF Confederations Cup. Yeah. He's just 19 years of age. His future is very bright, and I think it's a big chance for him. I mean, who would not jump at this offer? We just wish him the best and hopes that this deal goes through so that he can join Rivers United. I think that's a team that has a good future, a good plan for young lads. I think it's a good move for him. He should ensure that this deal comes through so that he can have an opportunity to up his game and at least lift him to the next pedestal as a defender.
Yeah, lift him to the next pedestal. The thing is, he will be playing in the CAF Confederations Cup. That is in the continent, and that is a good one for him. Though we might say the state is close, Rivers and Bayelsa are not far apart, but it's a good one. Home is home. That is what Endurance is trying to actually say. Now, let's move away from Nigerian transfer stories and head straight to Europe. Our first point of call will be in England, where Mateo Kovacic has actually completed his move to Manchester City at this point in time. This is one player, whenever he plays, I just smile. Whenever I watch him play, his runs in the feed gets to me. I'll just be laughing at his run, but he's actually a very good player. But going to Man City, now Manchester City is trying to acquire all the players they can get. Can he, because we still have Rodri in that team, can Mateo Kovacic displace Rodri from that midfield position?
That will be a tall order. That will be a huge task. That will be a big mountain to climb. I mean, when a player is signed for 25 million to replace Ike Gundogan, who is going to Barcelona, I know that he may not break into the starting lineups immediately. And if you know Guardiola very well, he's a very flexible coach. He could have 3 lineups at a time. And so when you don't impress on your first impression, you may just warm the bench for Pep Guardiola. So if he really wants to be part of the team and really come off at the rotation, then I think he needs to hit the ground running the moment he gets to Manchester City. He has done well for himself. 4 titles with Chelsea, including the Champions League. And I think his career really looks good right now. It's going to be very difficult. Manchester City are never tired of signing big players. They are still going for Declan Rice. I mean, you've won the treble, and yet you still want to get all the best players from the market. It shows the type of hunger, unprecedented hunger by Manchester City.
Unprecedented hunger from Manchester City. Good one for Mateo Kovacic, as he has joined these foot soldiers of Pep Guardiola right there in the city of Manchester. That's the blue side of Manchester. We also have the Reds there, who are also holding their own in that city. But good one. Congratulations to Mateo Kovacic for making that switch to Manchester City. He has to contend with the likes of Rodri. Kevin Phillips is also there, and then he will join Bernardo Silva in that midfield. Now, he has been touted to replace the ageless Ike Gundogan, who has moved to Barcelona. Let's see how that move pans out at the end of the day. We know how Pep Guardiola normally tweak his team. Is Mateo Kovacic going to fit in? Let's see when the season begins. Let's move away from that story and talk about another transfer. This time around, it concerns a coach, a manager, a man who was sacked, and now he has gotten a team to manage. In person of Andre Pirlo has been appointed as Sampdoria manager for next season, and this team just got relegated in the concluded season. And how is he going to bring Sampdoria back to Serie A? Let's see. He has been announced. He has been appointed as the manager for Sampdoria. Is this a good one for a man, a caliber of Andre Pirlo?
Well, when you look at his blissful career, I mean, he's arguably the greatest midfielder of his generation. We saw him in Juventus. I mean, we saw him in AC Milan. We saw his exploits. As a player, he had the magic. But as a coach, he's yet to show us that he has that magic. Yes, we saw him take care of the Serie C side of Juventus. And then much later, we saw him take care of the Serie B side. Right now, he's battling to stay at the top. Andre Pirlo still, he got his coaching batch, I think sometimes in 2019, 2020. I think Andre Pirlo still has a lot of work to do on himself. Yes, he's just like Frank Lampard. He's trying to grow another formidable career in the coaching, just the way he did as a player. But I think he still needs to work a little harder so that he doesn't get sacked season after season. But I think Andre Pirlo is one man that has a genius in him, just like Zinedine Zidane. And he can be trusted at least for a season or two, just to see if he can bring out that, translate that ingenuity from the field, I mean, to the sidelines as a coach.
From the field or the sidelines of the coach. Quickly, before we go on the show this morning, let's talk about the last one concerning David De Gea of Manchester United. A lot of rumor have it that he was not going to stay in Manchester United because of the salary issue. But this time around, he has extended his stay at Manchester United, maybe by a season or more. Now, for David De Gea, this extension, is it a good one for him, barring that this man, Ten Hag, actually don't like his style of goalkeeping. He wants a goalkeeper that uses feet to play with players. But him staying at Manchester United, is it a good decision from David De Gea? Quickly.
Yes, it's a good decision for David De Gea because we don't know how many teams would want to endure that that weakness of him of not wanting to, I mean, play with the ball. But his reflexes are uncanny. You don't see it in too many, I mean, goalkeepers. He's had clean sheets upon clean sheets. He's won the Golden Glove of the Year on a couple of times. I mean, Manchester United, I mean, arguably is the second biggest club in world football outside Real Madrid. So I don't blame him if he wants to stay in Manchester. I don't blame him if he still wants the floodlights of Old Trafford to be upon him. Everybody that goes to Manchester would want to remain in Manchester for as long as he can. So I believe it's a good one for David De Gea. He has proven himself, and I think he deserves an extension.
Yeah, he deserves an extension. That is it on the show. Mike Idoko, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. I'm so happy. Any day, anytime.
All right. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Sports is life. Thanks for watching.